Hey, I figured to make a video on an update, kind of a status of the car. Usually do a lot of pictures and whatnot. Doing more wiring today. So Jason is over here giving me a hand. He's got this pretty cool kit that he got off of Amazon that's coming in handy, and just wiring up the dump valve with these weather pack connectors and trying to do things right. And so got that going on. We're gonna run the wire for that here shortly. And one thing I kind of hate to do, but I don't know that I have much choice, is wire up. I'm gonna do a pressure sensor for the transmission. Didn't have one in there before, so I have this going on. Got a tee off of the outlet of the trans to go to the dump valve, and so I'm gonna add a pressure sensor in line there, so kind of monitor what's going on and what Mark Mickey said that I should be seeing for pressure, so be able to data log that. But another thing that I didn't have in the car was temp sensor for the trans, so I'm adding that data point, and I welded up I guess some aluminum here on this fitting and tapped it, and we're going to add a thermistor that's in line, so that'll be in the car. So pretty compact. We're running wire for that as well, and so that's going on. I think you guys saw the board that I built. A lot of rewiring with the car to make it a little bit more smooth, so we're going to go after some of that today, shorten everything up so that way I just don't have a bunch of wire coiled up in the car before. So I'm going to have my solenoids inside the car. I had them inside the car with the boost leash before and seemed to work fine. Maybe a little bit of a delay, tenths of a second or whatnot for reaction. And then, like the boost leash, the map sensor was inside the car as well. So I'm going to do the same thing. Built a little block here and drilled and tapped. And so I'll be taking the dome pressure sensor and getting all that wired up and hooked into the Holley system. So trying to really do things right and clean things up. We gutted more of that stuff out of the car today. It was stuff that it really wasn't going anywhere. Had some relays that used to run the twin fans up front, but that's gone, and this power panel that really wasn't doing a whole lot, and it's just a bunch of crap in the car that didn't need to be there. So Jason actually was under the dash and gutted a lot of that out today. So we have a few wires that maybe we're not quite 100% certain where they go, so we have some testing. Obviously the the hurricane, or somebody tossed a grenade in here, so still really messy, but gonna clean up a lot of this stuff and shorten the wires. I had a lot of stuff coiled up before, so that'll be done right with the input and output harnesses that I have on Holley. So obviously running the boost controller, all the extra sensors, and the pumps and whatnot in the back. So I ran some new wire to the back, but we're gonna get some plugs down here on the trans brake that I never had a weather connect plug in there before, and then gonna run the wire in through the firewall here. So so that's kind of what's going on there. But like I mentioned, I just had this stuff coiled up under the dash, and so all these are going to get cut to the right length, and these are going to end up running the solenoids for the boost controller. So even though it looks really bad right now, it's going to be right. Going to go ahead and run a second O2 sensor. I had the harness for it before. I just never had the sensor, so I gotta weld that up in the downpipe, and we'll have that data, so that'll be good. But and then, you know, most of the stuff will be cleaned up, and you know, going to rerun the wires for the buttons on the steering wheel. So I had that all stripped apart, so it looks like crap right now. But then obviously with the new dash and whatnot, all the wires will get run, and that'll all come into play with that new leash. Big dog too. So so good things to come. I had a problem with the ignition switch before. A couple years ago, had a little bit of a, got hot, so just tore that out. Just tore that out of the dash. There's a hole there, but found out that the plug for the switch was a little bit cooked. So been a little bit lucky, I think, over the few years. So going to replace that and then put a new switch in as well, just to make sure there was nothing wrong on the inside. But yeah, I mean, pretty chaotic right now, but it's with reason to go through and get all that fixed up. So obviously still the mess under the hood. So hopefully get a short block coming pretty soon. Still will be a few months out before anything happens there, and then need to decide on the intercooler setup. I sold my old intercooler. I was originally going to do the Shear 1800 on top of a low ram. Still back and forth on that because I wanted to put a flat hood on the car, and so still weighing on whether I can maybe just go back to the intercooler setup I had, go to a low ram, and then put a fiberglass Super Sport hood on the car. But you know, it's still up in the air too. Who knows which way I'll swing, but that's about it. Just thought show you some of the progress with redoing the wiring. Cool. All right, later.